Let's talk about not following the cooperative principle. Why would someone do that? Well, several reasons. The most obvious one is hey, sometimes life is hard and it's just too difficult in some situations to convey information in a way that is clear and precise and relevant. Another possible reason is someone could be deliberately trying to lie or mislead. I think both of these are far less frequent than the daily cooperative, beneficial way of seeming to not follow the cooperative principle. Let's say more about that. Someone could be making a point in an indirect way, and the key is that in doing that, they know they can count on the other person to recognize what's going on and to think, what's the extra assumption that I need to fill in that will restore the other person's contribution as being cooperative after all? This is a beneficial way to communicate. It can be efficient and also can be more polite. It can be polite to be indirect, and the cooperative principle gives us a way to be indirect. Let's look at a couple of examples. If Dana says, let's go to the movies tonight, and Pat says, I have a test tomorrow, on the surface of it, this seems to violate the maxim of relevance. The invitation was about movies, not about tests. But crucially, Pat knows that Dana will be able to fill in the additional information needed so that I have a test tomorrow is a relevant thing to say after all. In this case, Dana interprets Pat's answer as I don't have time to go to the movies by recalling that both watching movies and studying for tests takes time. So Pat doesn't have time. This is what we mean by conversational implicature. Pat flouts the maxim of relevance. By flout, we mean that this is a cooperative, good way of appearing to not stick to the maxim of relevance. And the purpose is to imply I don't have time to go to the movies. You can see how efficient it is. All Pat has to say is I have a test tomorrow. So most of the time this works great. This is cooperative. Once in a while, someone could claim I didn't actually say that if they just conversationally implied it. Pat could afterwards claim I never said I didn't have time to go to the movies. I don't know why Pat would, but that would be a possibility. But pretty much every day, this kind of flouting of the maxims occurs and works just fine, and there are no problems. Another example, Sue asks, is the boss in? And Alan answers, the light's on in his office. Oh, thanks. The lights on in his office appears to, it flouts the maxim of quantity, I would say. And Sue fills in the additional assumption needed to make it be an appropriate quantity of information after all, which is she will take this to mean that Alan doesn't know for a fact that the person is in the office, but that he can tell that the light is on, which probably means that he's in there. So in this way, Alan conveys very efficiently quite a lot of information. It's perfectly cooperative. So these are a couple of examples of conversational implicature in everyday use.